attachment, balance, extremes, synchronization, adapting, the heart chakra, cultivation. This is what this talk here is about. Basically, I was just thinking about the last days about Kundalini awakening and switching diets, between being more healthy, eating more plant-based, eating meat, not eating meat, fasting, feasting, smoking, non-smoking, drinking, non-drinking. The balance act between things. And I found out for myself that it's basically we cannot measure the states people are in. Everybody is on his or her own journey, so it's totally unimportant on what diet somebody is, because it's their own progress, it's their own process. And maybe it's good to switch up some things at certain times and to be in one extreme, which I consider basically everything. If something would claim to be very healthy, for example, what's now happening, people are talking about fasting, people are talking about water fast, people are talking about Shivambukalpas, people are talking about urine drinking, urine fasting, becoming basically less dense and more light, which is a great idea. But I'd like to say it always depends on the perspective. So it's basically the same thing if somebody's also very unhealthy. If you see it from a very objective point, if you see it basically from a very high realm, it's basically the same. So what is really important is what kind of intention do you have with it? Why are you doing it? Because we also said everything is mind. And considering the Hermetic laws, everything is mind. It's very important what you think if you're doing something. Which brings me to attachments. Because attachments means basically attaching the mind to something. And you and I, we can basically attach our minds to everything. To an idea, to an ideal standard. But this ideal standard can be very narrow-minded. So this is why I think the balance, which is green, which is a heart, the heart chakra, the cultivation of the heart chakra, which would maybe then get me also into Falun Gong, Falun Dafa. So we try to put down our attachments. And attachments are everywhere. Attachment can be in every realm of the diet, of eating something or not eating something. Attachment can be in the way we dress, in the way we treat other people, in the way we talk, in the way we do certain things, in the way we put down maybe also our routines. So going with the flow and synchronizing myself with society has for me nothing to do with giving up myself, but more of becoming less selfish. Because I was on that path, which was also very, very beautiful and very insightful, where I was, let's put it maybe this way, opening up my kundalini, and I was opening up myself, and I was basically seeing all these synchronizations and all these beautiful colors and numbers everywhere and signs everywhere, and the way people are saying something, and magic everywhere, and it was very beautiful, but also very overwhelming and very it was very basically much too much. And I still see these things, but I don't have to talk about them, right? I just keep them to myself. It's like, oh, beautiful, that's nice synchronization, that's a nice coming together of mind and body. And because basically I would say the goal, or one aspect of enlightenment, and one aspect of alchemy and purifying yourself, and becoming more intelligent, becoming more in tune, is basically that you start to flux things, and you start to be that the barrier between you, which is your whole body, and your whole surroundings, your whole environment, is dissolving. And this has something to do with distilling yourself also down, but also climbing down the ladder again, coming down from this high vibration, and be like, okay, it's also the same when I eat certain things. I can do it, you know, and I'm not attached to the idea of not eating. I'm not attached to the construct, and I'm just going with the things which are presented and offered to me. And this is in order to lay down and to put my attachments to the side, because I really try to work more to the balance, because I think life in the balance, rise through the challenge, is the one of the most intelligent things to do. And synchronizing myself with my surroundings, no matter where I am, like a chameleon, I'm adapting myself to my environment, because I don't want to block some people. Sometimes I'm considering martial arts, it's sometimes good to put barriers and to block certain people at certain times, so they can break through certain things. But then also I figured out for myself, I don't want to annoy people all the time. I don't even know if I was doing it or not, but I just felt for myself, because I was doing these things. I can tell you, I was rubbing myself with urine. I was probably smelling very bad, and I was still like going into these situations, and it was probably good, because people were probably asking themselves, why is he doing that? And so they were basically connected to the knowledge of Shivambukalpa and urine therapy, so they maybe can figure out for themselves or not. Just it's like I said, everybody's on their own journey. But I was doing that, and I can also, like, compress myself down now and be like, okay, I can work out these things in myself, and I don't have to carry them out to other people. which is like opening, contracting, which is happening basically all the time. And now also, for example, considering hair, I was growing out my beard to an extreme, and it was like not like in form, you know. It was not like in shape. And I was like, oh, I have to grow that out, and if I cut it, I lose my energy, and because through here is flowing electromagnetism and chi or prana, and if I cut it, I will lose certain things. But hey, this is life, you know. If you gain something, you lose something. If you lose something, you gain something. And it's not about, you know, like cutting it all back to an extreme again and then growing it out again. I mean, like it's happening all the time anyways, because your skin is breathing and it doesn't matter basically. And yeah, synchronizing myself is probably an intelligent idea. What is really happening and going on and changing actually? Nothing new under the sun, right? Nothing new under the Dharma. Nothing new in the wheel of life, in the Falun. From my standpoint, I think it's basically just all repeating itself in order to gain more experience with things. And once people understood certain things for themselves, they can then move on and break through the next barrier in order to come back to the original source, to the original thing. And life's a journey basically to, I would say, this realm here we live in is a cultivation realm. And this realm here is only for cultivating myself. And problems exist, and arguments between people, or striving to certain things, and then getting rid of the attachment is only existing for the reason of cultivating myself in order to come back to the true nature of myself, to my Buddha nature, to the source. And I'm not telling anybody that you have to get into Falun Gong, Falun Dafa. Like I also said, these are my words, these are my experiences, considering a lot of things that I was doing or I'm still doing. But I can't even explain Falun Gong, Falun Dafa, since I would put it into another perspective. So if you are interested in Falun Gong, Falun Dafa, I would tell you to look it up for yourself, to study it for yourself, because since every information about Falun Dafa is for free online, you can learn the exercise online if you choose to cultivate yourself. And it's all on you, you know. It's the only enemy or opponent which is holding you back is yourself. This is why it's also called in martial arts shadow boxing, because you box up your shadow in order to put it to the side and to maybe go more into the light, and then you see, hey, it's basically the same as my shadow, because the light is the mirror of the shadow. But it's actually the same. This is why we have yin and yang, in order to fuse it together to become gray, which is wise dome, like an owl. The 4 owls, so you maybe become to the natural order. But what the fuck do I know? Maybe I'm just a crazy guy sitting in the forest talking about some crazy phenomena. But hey, I think maybe it's valuable to you. So put it together again, synchronizing myself to society, working with my extremes in order to find my balance, putting down my attachments and going with the flow, and cultivating my heart in Falun Gong, Falun Dafa. Truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance for all of you. Thank you.